as the ball is gathered again by Thomas. The Royals fancied candidates. Of course, that was Don Hens's prediction. Easy now. Craig Good was the player on camera with the long shot.
There's another new rule for this year. If it's a jump ball on a shooting thing, as you'll see right here, he goes up, takes a shot, they block it nicely. There's no foul because he had his hand on the ball. So it used to be a jump ball situation, but now the defensive team takes the ball out of bounds.
Fumble from Douglas, who has some unkind things to say to Robbie Thompson. And he is showing some strength.
That's the way to retaliate. If you get frustrated, it doesn't do you any good, but if you go and take the ball, long pass down to Craig Gower, and he makes no mistake. That's the way to answer any problems you have on the court. Play better.
Margin 7 points. Red Hoppers lead. Almost a tip-in. Craig Good up there mixing it with players of greater senior years of experience. The youngster fitting his skills. Douglas in action. Poetry in motion, perhaps. Thompson. And Craig Stevens not looking too happy, nor is opposite number Robbie Thompson. What's the decision on this one?
Well, he was going with the shot. There he goes. We just missed it a bit, but there's a foul, definitely a foul on Craig Stevens. Robbie was just signaling the crowd that it was correct call, and he got a bit of strife from the supporters. 2 shots. First one's good. Nice to see the crowd getting involved in the game. They seem to be, of course, mostly pro-Royal fans down here in Hobart. Ulverstone, it's a fair way away, and people up there will be watching the replay, and the second one is good also. So the Ulverstone 44, the Royals 37, and it looks like we could have an upset in the first game, Peter.
Lead stretched to 7 points. No one could dispute. A richly deserved lead, which is almost reduced to 5 points. That shot around the rim and out from Craig Stevens.
There's the ball up, and off the ball somewhere out of camera, there was a foul underneath the basket, so we didn't get to see much of that. But the foul was definitely there, off the camera.
Thomas to Thompson.
Oh,
to Good. There's on deck.
There's one the umpires missed.
Herbs feeds it off well. You guessed it, Thomas converts.
Oh boy, playing well, the old state.
Douglas rifled that pass through to Stevens, who converted.
Beautiful pass of ball, and made no mistake on the layup. That's where Douglas is going to come in. He's going to lift this side.
Good spoil from Norm Davey. Royals ball. Douglas. Off to Stevens.
Royals are making a mistake right now. We call it loving the ball. They're not loving the ball. They're not wanting it. They're not keeping it. They're tossing it around a little bit too freely, and not good passing.
Willis. Stolen by Herbst. Quick pass to Thomas. Back to Bell Chambers. Down court. They're using it quickly. Thomas. Crunch. And a pat there from the youngster Craig Good, signifying that he's pretty impressed with the way Philip Thomas is in the action.
Philip's been in the wars a bit. He's been knocked on the floor, and he gets knocked down again by Ross Willis, who I think plays back pocket for the university in the football. I saw him playing a few weeks ago. Thomas, what did he do? Did he miss a free throw? What kind of deal is this here? I've been telling him what a great free throw shooter he is, and he lets me down badly. He's probably getting tired.
Not that time. Single point stretches the lead to 8. With just on 17 minutes of play remaining in the second half.
We're going to need a few 3-pointers from Aaron if they're going to get back in this game. They're getting farther and farther behind.
Willis, clever. Forked underneath. Easy 2 points.
Nice move.
And one notices when the Royals start to get back into the play, the vocal tones of the crowd are increased just a fraction. Thomas. Long shot. Not quite. Oh, Herbst.
Crude attempt at trying to stop that shot. If you'll know, here's the replay. Up he goes, and watch this. This is the old Chopperino on the face. Down he goes, and he scores, so he gets the goal. The goal is good, so he scores 2 points, and he gets 1 shot to attempt to make it a 3-point play, which he doesn't do, but a clever play by Ulverstone Robbie Thompson. Gets the ball out of bounds.
Thomas midfield. Thompson. Ooh, through the fingertips of Herbs. Couldn't quite graft the ball.
Very willing out there. Both teams are playing a very strong physical game, and I think that's the case when you're not tall. Neither of these sides have any really tall timber. They're both fairly short in comparison to some of the basketball teams we'll see on Top Shot with players very tall. Ball's passed in here, and there's collision of all kinds of bodies, and the umpire says, I can't figure out who hit who, so I'll call a jump ball.
Well, Davey had some words to Aaron Douglas as he drifted by. Almost got the tap from that player. Still plenty of time in the second half. 49 plays 41. The Red Hoppers lead by 8 points. First quarter-final. ABC Top Shot.
Norm Davey cans a 3-pointer, and that's a big goal. That's pulled them in within 5 points. 49-44.
Thomas back to that player. Hoppers moving. Thompson. Unmarked Thomas again. Back to Herbs. Yes! Douglas airborne. Still directing traffic. Gower to Douglas. Off he goes. Clever. Willis. Good conversion.
Beautiful play. He drew the players to him. Both defensive players went to him, and he just dished the ball off, and Willis made no mistake.
Thomas. Stevens. Now Gower. Douglas. Communication, an important part, Don, knowing what players are going to do when they've got the ball.
That's right.
Willis has it. I make that comment because Douglas moving down the field, I had the impression he was set to shoot. No, he fed off the ball.
That's right. Here we go. Here's the foul. Willis, young Willis, up to take the shot, and he's hit by the body, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws. That's right. See, Aaron, one of the things he does do is he's such a threat to score that one player can't stop him, although Robbie Thompson is doing just a marvelous defensive job on him. He's held him right out of the scoring. First shot's no good from Willis. But when he makes a drive like that, he draws other players, defensive players, to him, and he can dish it off, and they can make it the easy goal. And that's a value of a really fine team player. That one's good.
51 plays 47.
That's correct.
Thomas at the top of the key. Good spoil. Willis. Back to Davey. To Douglas. From outside the three-pointer. No. Stevens. No. He's desperate, but lost it. Harris speeds off. Centres. Thomas. Clever use of the ball. Temptation perhaps there for Peter Harris to fire. Resisted that temptation. Found Thomas, who found the basket. Inboard, Willis. Back to Davey. Smother was good from Herbs. Loose ball gathered by Thomas. Scurries down the court.
Sorry, Peter. Marvelous defense, and that's what's really keeping the Red Hoppers in front in this ball game. They force turnovers. Don't let the Royals have a good shot or take the ball away from them before they get a shot. So that's a very important part of this game, the defensive play of the Ulverstone Red Hoppers. Davey. Gathered by Good. Off to Harris. The Red Hoppers have led all night. The important part of proceedings is now. Not quite down to nail-biting time yet, Pete, but it's getting there. The Royals are going to have to put on a bit of a run right now to get back in this game. Douglas. There's the man to do it. Right there, Aaron Douglas. I get the impression from the way you're talking, Don, that the margin, as it is now, is just a couple of baskets away from the turnaround. The Hobart Waratah Royals right in the match, and perhaps I get the impression, despite that goal from Peter Harris, that you expect that all of a sudden that they're going to do something and bolt. We keep waning, but If Ulverstone keep playing the type of defense they are, you see Robbie's got right on him way out there, not letting him have that three-point shot. They say if we can stop him, we'll stop the Royals, and they're probably right.
Willis, good basket.
Nice play.
How much concentration for a player like Robbie Thompson? Has he got to perhaps forget about his own style of play and concentrate hard on keeping Douglas out of the play?
He's sacrificing his own game right now. He reckons that if he can keep him down to score, he doesn't have to do that much offensively.
Under the basket. Flick of the wrist to Gower. This time, perhaps.
Gower signaling that the 2 points count, and the 2 points are good. The score is good.
The referee, was he, on that occasion,
right.
Making sure the score?
Right, what they called, the umpire called that Gower had fouled in the act of shooting by pushing the man away as he took a shot, but he did count the goal. And, of course, right now it's only 2 points, 55-53 in favor of Ulverstone, so they're right back in it, Royals.
Ball with Herbst. Now it's with Douglas. Drills one down to Willis. He feeds it back. Gower and Douglas. A mid-court discussion. Now it's to Stevens. Back to Davey. Douglas.
Beauty. Magnificent shot. Going away from the basket. One of the most difficult shots you can sit. Three-point play, and Royals hit the front just like that.
Thomas.
Notice how Royals' defense has improved with a little bit of scoring.
Persistence from Craig Good. Exasperated supporters question the decision.
Oh, every decision is always questioned. Here we go. Well, what's happening here? Right, we're back live, and we've got Craig Gord. Oh, Good. Got my guards and my goods mixed up. He's a guard, and he's good, but he's also named Good, and he makes the first one without any problems. And it's a very tight ball game here.
Smith gave it to Douglas. Davey taking time and lost it.
Good defense.
That's too much time. Drive and shot. Craig Good. The man on the deck is Craig Gower, and the referee
Signals a charge. The offensive player charged into him, so he gives the 2 points Good. Here he comes, driving in. Craig gets good position, stands there, crash. But the score counts. It's 2 points, but the foul is on the offensive player, so Royals will get the ball. Right now we've had a tremendous turnaround. Douglas is shooting 75% from the field, and the Royals are shooting 68% from the field, and they could only manage a little better than 30% in the first half. So they're really starting to come good, but don't count the Red Hoppers out. That defense is really putting Royals under pressure.
11 minutes remaining, the margin 1 point. Red Hoppers lead. They like this competition. They've won 3 grand finals. Quarterfinal knockout.
Some of their players have been in primary school when this series started.
We're into our 8th season of Top Shot. And Robbie Thompson, full head of steam, looking dangerous. Thomas doesn't miss many. Missed that one. Douglas. Oh, careful now. Long shot. Short of the mark. Almost a Willis ball.
That was a hope shot. I hope I could make it, because it didn't look like he was balanced, and he just sort of fired that one up there.
Shane Smith, Philip Thomas, Robbie Thompson.
3 seconds in the key. Referee signals he's in that blue area again, in the paint, as they say, for 3 seconds. If your offensive team are in there for 3 seconds and don't move out, well, they lose the ball.
57 plays 56. Red Hoppers by a whisker. The Royals have the ball. Ross Willis pretty keen to retain possession.
And they do. Good defensive play.
Shane Smith. 10 minutes remaining. Now it's a Douglas ball. Have a good think about it. Slippery. Shot from Willis astray. Loose ball, Thompson. Looking. Probing for a break. Probing for a gap. Smith. Back to Thompson. Fine shot. Tight. Very tight. 9.5 minutes remaining. 3 points. The Red Hoppers have led all night.
Only for about 10 seconds, I think the Royals finally grabbed the lead, but here's Douglas underneath, and he's fouled.
He's not happy.
I would say that, yes. Definitely, that comment was, there he goes to shoot, gets fouled. Wasn't unhappy with the call, he was just unhappy with himself. He would have liked to have made that and turned it into a 3-point situation, but he's shooting 2 from the free throw line. It can pull him up to within 1 point of the game. Royals seem to be struggling, and the Red Hoppers right on top defensively, playing a strong game. It'll be interesting to see what these young players the Red Hoppers have brought along, whether they're going to be able to handle the pressure in this game. Looks like it's going to be tight all the way through, and whether these young boys that Phil Thomas has brought along will handle the pressure, well, we'll wait to see. We know that this man will handle the pressure because he's played a tremendous amount of basketball. Star with the Tassie Devils in the NBL, and a tremendous club player in Hobart, Aaron Douglas.
Shane Smith. Philip Thomas back to Shane Smith. The youngsters feeling the pressure. Oh, almost a basket. Stevens.
You can't be feeling the pressure too much if you'll take a shot like that, because that was quite a difficult attempt.
Gower. Willis creates the opening. Pass almost unstuck. Good gather by Gower. Back to teammate Willis.
There's an injury call. That's backcourt. The yellow line right there where Craig's just stepping over now. If you have the ball in the offensive court and you pass it back over that line, it's called a backcourt call, and the other side gets the ball. So that was a backcourt decision, and Ulverstone get the ball. Very bad mistake. Fundamental error by the Royals.
Thompson delivers to Thomas. 2 points the margin. The Red Hoppers lead. 8.5 minutes of play remaining. First quarterfinal. Back to Thomas. He owns that piece of land on the basketball court. Oh, just short of the mark. Teammates are together. Royals defence under pressure. Has been all night. Scoreboard tells that story. Hoppers looking for the set shot. They're working the ball. Centre of attraction. Thomas again. Harris fires short of the mark. Stevens was pretty anxious to get hold of that ball. The man on the bottom of the pack is Herbst.
This should be an interesting replay. We've got the ball up, crash, they let him go, and then everybody hits everybody, and down we go. Looks like a gymnastics meet. Everybody turning little somersaults and rolling around on the floor. Everyone standing around waiting for the free throw. Got a few bruises. Clean up the floor. That sweat on the floor becomes very dangerous, makes the floor very slippery, so if a player would happen to step in that, he could just slip very quickly and hurt himself. So they bring out the towels and wipe the floor off and keep it nice and dry.
2 shots. Important for Grant Herbst. The lead is 2 points.
Right, these are big free throws. Pressure situation. No problems.
1 shot.
Here comes the second shot. And it's good too. A little bit around the ring, but they all count. So that was 2 big points and gives him a nice little break again.
4 points with under 8 minutes remaining. Davey, Douglas, Davey again. Douglas, big throw needed. They look quizzically at the referee. Some uncertainty as to what the decision would be.
Again, we have the debate society going. Oh, a very interesting move there. If you saw Aaron, he hooked him. He put his arm around him and hooked him, and so Robbie had a bit of right to be complaining.
Douglas anxious. The ball's at the other end of the court. thanks to Philip Thomas.
2 big rebounds, but he couldn't convert. And the pressure of the Ulverstone Red Hoppers telling right now. Defense beating on offensive team.
Harris had it. Fed it off to Thomas.
The little whistle you just heard was the 30-second clock. The teams have 30 seconds in which to shoot the ball, or they must turn it over. And when you hear that little woo-woo-woo, that means that the time's running out.
Douglas. Suggestion of a hit. Smith. He's attacked. Forced to go back to Stevens. Now to Douglas. Big one, yes. Needed. Necessary.
60-61, and it's getting toward nail-biting time. 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go.
Clever use. Deserved a goal. Grant Herbst, the man. The Red Hoppers are persistent. They will not give in. Grunt, groan, basket. Norm Davey. Felt the years. The basket would make it feel just that little better. Margin back to 1 point, 6 minutes and 10 seconds remaining underneath Herbst. Shot from good, not good. Willis to Douglas. Will he score? Will he try and score?
Too good a defense. Ulverstone right on him. Very tight.
Willis.
This will be an interesting decision if they give him the basket. Could be a 3-point play. Yes, they do. They give him the basket. Here's the replay. Driving for the boards. Van jumps on him. He throws it up, puts it in, and that's a 2-point with a chance of making it a 3-point play. This free throw could see them get out and get away from the Red Hoppers a little bit.
You questioned whether or not the basket would count.
Yeah, because of the shot must be fouled actually in the shooting position, and it was a bit dicey whether he hit him before he had the shot away or while he was shooting. If he hit him before the shot, he wouldn't have got the extra free throw. Here he goes, you see. Now there, did he hit him before he shot the ball or during the shot? But whatever, it's 3 points, and that's all they needed. And they've hit the front.
Willis another one. His basket makes it 65-63, 2 points. Robbie Thompson, centres, Craig Good, young fellow, doesn't shoot, goes for Thomas. Back to the sideline. Robbie Thompson, high ball, is good.
It was set up with a very nice screen. The offensive player blocked the defensive player away and let him have an opportunity to shoot. Well, we got another foul situation. Bill says, what, wait a minute. Shakes his head, big smile.
65 each of 2. All tied up in the first quarterfinal on Top Shot. Here he is, Douglas.
Magnificent body control. Jumped in the air, hung in the air, and just let it fly. That's tremendous athletic ability.
Robbie Thompson, cross court. Good. Oh, close. Douglas through the pack.
There must be somebody open down below because we've got 3 Red Hoppers up the field. They got to get the ball up quickly.
You picked it, Don. Willis by himself. Back to Stevens. Back to Douglas. Cross court to Stevens. Willis. Willis looked to drive, stopped. Back to Douglas. There's the unusual sound. And that's an unusual goal, but a beauty.
Oh, magnificent body control. He's the man we knew would be the difference in the game. And he's a champion. Once he gets firing, it makes it tough. Robbie Thompson's playing beautiful defense on him, but he's a master basketball player. There's a screen.
There's Robbie Thompson. Grant Herbst. Still anyone's ball game. 4 minutes remaining. 2 points for margin. All the topsy-turvy.
Defensive pressure again, just right on him all the way.
Fancy. To Willis. Oh, not this time. Applause coming from Grant Herbst.
We've got 17 fouls on the Royals, which is a very bad situation to be in with a few minutes to go, because that means every time you foul, you send the opponents to the foul line. As you see in this replay, Aaron takes a long shot, rattles the ring, up they go, and a nice push in the back by Craig Stevens. So it's down to the other end, and here's this one-on-one situation, which is vital to be a good free throw shooter, because if you don't make the first one, you will not get a second attempt. If he gets the first one, you will have a second attempt. Mike Withers coming on. I think this is his first appearance in the game. I can't recall him playing before. Here we go, first end of a one-on-one situation. He must make this to get the second one, so a vital free throw. No good, and Royals get the ball.
The youngster not quite up to it. A little disappointing for him. The Hoppers leading a basket. They trail by 2. The fleet-footed Douglas. Oh, what a pass to Davey.
That's the value. You see, they had to get him. They had to put a few more men on him, and he just dished it off, and Davey made the easiest of goals.
Still time, 3 minutes. Thomas, back to that player. Center stage, temptation perhaps to do too much. Unstuck, drive from Smith, and good.
I think Norm Davey got away with a bit of a foul there, but it turned it over and gave the Royals a big break in this basketball game.
Lead stretched to 6, under 3 minutes play remaining. They're not done with yet.
Oh, nice shot by Good. Youngster not afraid of the pressure, not afraid to put the ball up in the air. That's good for a young player.
Douglas and Thompson. Douglas talking. Who's listening?
Good defense, Robbie Thompson. Forced him into air.
He's the man with the ball. Oh, interception. The pass was meant for Herbst. Douglas now speaking to the referee.
Oh, there's a little bit of fouling going on there. And a beautiful drive. That's the way to answer. Oh, having a little contact out there.
No love lost between the two gentlemen.
Oh, no. Just getting to know your time.
Good. Push. Not quite. Tap off by Thompson. Long bomb by the youngster. Craig Good.
Good's really come good.
4 points.
4 points the difference.
Under 2 minutes. The Hoppers down. The Royals with their tails up. And the ball. Davey to Douglas.
With a 30-second clock, they must get a shot off in 30 seconds, so there can be no stall.
Davey shoots. Here comes Good. Well retrieved. Perhaps would have been driven 10 or 15 metres out of the stadium if he hadn't gathered the ball.
I'll tell you what, this game has really developed into a physical struggle. There's some bodies being racked around under the board. Long pass.
1 minute, 10 seconds remaining.
Aaron Douglas with the ball. A long pass across to Willis. All over him. Oh, a beautiful back darting. Aaron doesn't like it, but it works.
Poor Craig Good. The young fellow did the hard and heavy work. Pass was just a little wide and a little long.
Ulverstone desperate now to get a defensive turnover. Oh, look at the nice little use of the body there. Notice him shoving with his legs. Normally that's a foul. Very willing.
50 seconds. And still the Royals. They trailed throughout the evening. Are in front at the right time. Substitution. Shane Smith coming on. Craig Good was going off. He's back on again.
They may not substitute because it's Royals ball. Oh, bad mistake. Norm Davey travels and gives the Red Hoppers use of the ball again. Now they can substitute.
49 seconds on the time clock. Desperation, perhaps.
Good time for a three-point bomb.
Shane Smith.
Here it comes. No.
Some consternation with the call.
And they were correct. Phil did travel. If you'll notice, just before this, see that little hop? That's a travel. And then Norm fouled him. The umpires missed the travel, and that's That's not ununderstandable because it's a very tense game and they're not watching people's feet. But they picked up the foul. He goes to the line. There's the first one. He won't choke it in the stretch. One of the best free throw shooters under pressure that you'll ever see.
It's good.
You bet. 2 points in it. We're right down to the last 38 seconds. 75-73. Can they hang on? Good defense. Ulverstone get the ball back. Well played.
Harris.
Yes! It's a tie ball game.
30 seconds on the clock.
Get the ball to Aaron Douglas. He'll take care of it.
Will he go solo?
Here we go for a call. The umpires now have got the game right in their keeping. Did they call a foul? Yes. You could see it coming a mile away. Aaron was going to play for the foul. That's Ulverstone's 7th foul. There's the replay. You see him push underneath him. That's a tunneling foul. Back to live action. Score 75-75. 18 seconds on the clock. Royals with the ball. This is it. It's all come down to this. Even ball game.
Douglas fires. No. Hurts. Thomas.
3, 2, 1. Tie ball game. 1 second to go. It'll take a miracle for anyone to win it from here. It looks like it's going to be a tie and into the overtime situation. We're back live here for the big overtime. Now's when the cool heads of basketball in this tense situation will stand out. And we've got Bill Thomas, who is as cool a head as there is around.
Oh, miss. Grant Herbst wouldn't be happy. We're not creating history. There has been a draw in a top shot game, but that's back in '79 in a semi-final between Dominoes and Sanyo City. There's another miss, this time Michael Withers. Good steal. Craig Gower. Norm Davey pleading for the ball. Willis. Douglas. Hands it off to Davey. Back to Gower. Time ticking away. Davey, Douglas. Douglas. Misses. Very good.
That was a desperation shot. You could hear the siren telling him they only had 5 seconds to get the shot off, so he had to throw up something. Ulverstone back in control.
Robbie Thompson to Harris. Oh, good. Oh, no.
Oh, missed a sitter. Oh, missed a sitter. Oh, my goodness. That's the pressure of the overtime. You can smile there because you should have been 2 points down.
Davey got it across to Willis. Back to Davey. Douglas loose. Oh, poor pass. Thompson. Will he go all the way? Clever. Miss off balance. Herbst. Shot from Thomas.
Well, for 1-1 because he was not in the act of shooting. Pressure right now. Youngster up. And it's good.
Well done. Gow, the runner. He's covered the court. All night. Feeds it off to Davey. Oh, loose.
Ulverstone's defense is turning the game around for him right here. They've got 2 steals, and they get the possession of the ball. They've got every chance of winning it. They look much steadier, don't they, Pete?
Well, one would have expected the opposite. Doesn't happen. Big throw, big goal. Robbie Thompson.
3-pointer. That's put a 5-point bulge on this game. 80-75 Ulverstone. I wouldn't have expected that from the overtime, but Ulverstone very cool under pressure, playing tremendous defense, and that's turning the game around for them, their defensive play.
Douglas. Davey. Back to 3.
That 3-pointer could be a very important shot.
Thomas into the corner. Back to Thomas. Thompson. Thomas looking for the opening. Can't find it. Harris. Thomas. 2 minutes, 10 seconds. Underneath. Herbst. Tipped out. Aaron. Douglas back to Thomas.
They get a full new 30 seconds now because an opposing player, Aaron Douglas, had touched the ball, so it goes back to a full 30 seconds to get the score in.
Loose ball. Gower to Douglas. 3 points in it, 1 minute 50 seconds remaining. Douglas. Cross court. Gower. Willis. Davey. Well gathered by Robbie Thompson.
Oh, he's cool under pressure, isn't he? That was a beautiful rebound. Ulverstone now have the ball, and they've got this game in their keeping. They just got to play it out.
Up and at him, Red Hoppers. Thompson. In and out. The luck not with Herbst on that occasion.
No. Oh, they don't like that call, but it's Ulverstone's ball on the side. I can imagine my old mate Terry's warming up the peaches now at the Red Hopper.
Harris to Thomas. Works it away, good. Back to Thomas.
1 minute, 10 seconds to go. Crucial basket. There's the man to do it. No good.
Davey to Douglas, who's running. Bullet-like pass. Withers, no. Exasperation.
Unfortunate. He was up in the air. If he could have converted that, and with the foul, he would have been 3 points. Great play, Phil Thomas.
The nod of agreement from Craig Gow, not through lack of trying. No, he was up against it. Outnumbered 3-1. Watch him go. To make one more point and make the difference 4 points again. He's done it. 6:43 left in this first quarter-final of Top Shot for 1984. Ulverstone Red Hoppers in the lead. They haven't been headed in the match so far. Very cool. Thompson makes the points.
That's Robbie Thompson's favourite shot from out there on the baseline. Had plenty of room then and just steadied himself and made sure of the basket. Very consistent outside shooter.
3-on-1 here. Strong work done by Turner there as Good went up with the shot. The foul on Marti's. Linton it was. That's the 5th team foul for them in this half.
We saw a great bit of work there from Doug Turner. He absolutely came from the clouds to block that layup attempt.
Robbie Thompson has one more opportunity.
One to go.
Consistent performer in Top Shot right from its inauguration, Robbie Thompson. He's been part of 3 Red Hoppers championships. They're the defending champions, and they lead the new team, Marti's, by 8 points. 5:45 left in the match. Good. Adamson held by Good. That's his 2nd foul for the match. 11 in this half for Red Hoppers, so free throws for Adamson.
The Red Hoppers getting into foul trouble at the moment. They don't have a particularly strong bench. Their bench is mainly comprised of younger players that they're trying to blood. And they're going to have to be very careful if they want the majority of their starting 5 to remain on the court.
Seven points separates the sides. It's the visitors down from the coast who lead. The Ulverstone Red Hoppers tipped back by leader to Thomas, who has another chance. Makes the 2 points. Phil Thomas has thrown 12 for the match.
Definitely can't give Phil Thomas a second opportunity. He loves those shots from outside. Very rarely does he miss.
Breaks on for Ulverstone. Mark Leader behind the back to Robbie Thompson. Leader in with the rebound. And he's been fouled by Steve Davey. Davey bouncing up in front of him, trying to block the shot. Just wasn't sure when it was going to come.
All set up by a brilliant behind the back pass there from Mark Leader. I think it took Robbie Thompson unawares. Unusual to see him miss the layup, but Mark Leader backed up well and was able to draw the foul on Steve Davey. Comprehensively fouled, I think you'd say.
Leader perhaps just losing a bit of concentration. He's got one more chance. The difference will be 10 points. If he makes it, he doesn't. Off the head of Turner, it's with Adamson.
I wonder if Mark Leader is tiring a little bit. He looked very lackadaisical taking those foul shots. Danny Adamson certainly doesn't look lackadaisical and manages to put in his 29th point.
Still plenty of time for Marti's. 7 points the difference. 4.5 minutes left in the match. Robbie Thompson with nowhere to go.
Interesting defensive tactics from Marti's. They're playing what is known as a box and one. 4 of the players are playing a zone defence, and they have Alan Garcia tagging Mark Leader. Quite good tactics.
Leader certainly hasn't had the dominating effect on this half that he did on the first when he threw 27 points. But Robbie Thompson, who didn't have such a great first half, has thrown 16 for the match and 10 of them since half-time. Rebound by Good. Got it moving quickly to Leader. He has Herbst away to his right, finds him, and Herbst finds the basket. 10-point lead for the Ulverstone Red Hoppers. 3.5 minutes left. ABC Top Shot, first quarter-final. Beautiful basket from Adamson. Very good. So they're holding that advantage, the Red Hoppers. 11 points is their lead. 3 minutes left. He's not able to make any impression at this stage as Adamson does it again.
Danny Adamson seems to pace himself so that he has something in reserve at the end. I think we'll see him have a big impact on this game in these last 2.5 minutes of play.
Timeout called by Marti, so Coach Tony Davey having a word to his charges. Hasn't used any of his bench in this half.
His first 5 players have done quite well for him in this half. I think a couple of them are tiring though just at the moment. They're making a few defensive errors. They're managing to keep Leader out, but they're opening the back door and letting players like Thompson and Herbst get easy baskets very close in, and that certainly isn't good enough. But they've done particularly well, Marti's, in this half. They've hustled well on defence, and their shot selection on offence has been much superior to their first half effort.
Red Hoppers, Dave, what can you say about them? Just when they look under pressure, back they go, and they've stretched the lead back to 11.
They're certainly never beaten, the Red Hoppers. They just keep grinding away. They play a very good team game, and I think they'll just manage to hold on and win this game.
Adamson there, fouled by Leader, who doesn't like it. Has a word to Robert Donoghue. Adamson certainly finishing the stronger of those two.
Here we see Leader, yeah, definite body contact there from Mark Leader. He had good defensive position, but just managed to hit Danny Adamson out in the process of Danny's shooting.
The referee in the perfect position for it, and the referees vying for the Domino Industries Consistency Award in this Top Shot series. Danny Adamson has one more opportunity to make 2. And the player of the match, as usual, after the Credit Union of Tasmania man of the match. Adamson coming back into the running for that tonight as he makes his 2 points. The difference is 7 points. New man on for the Red Hoppers is Peter Harris, number 12. There's the break for Linton. Steve Davey.
Really wanted Steve Davey to hit that shot.
Linton is the man fouling. Herbst took the first one a little easily. Has got another opportunity from the stripe. Very casual on this attempt. And there's the foul.
I must say at this stage, I think the referees have done a very good job in this game. Grant Herbst shooting 12 in this half to take his tally to 21. He's made a good contribution after a fairly slow start.
11 points the difference. The rebound to Thompson, and there'll be a jump ball. He's been a favourite of the crowd here tonight, Alan Garcia, always battling in there. He's certainly got the height advantage in this duel. But he's beaten by Thompson. Davey takes it over the line. Brought in by Harris to Thompson. 1:53 left in the match, 11-point lead. 9 points, in fact, enjoyed by the Ulverstone Red Hoppers. Harris. Good intercept there by the ever-battling Garcia. Really have to get into a Marti's pepperoni, I think, to try and get back into this match now, though. The Hobart side, only a minute 30 left. They trail by 9 as Thomas makes it. No, he's fouled anyway. And that one on Linton, and he only had 1 up until half-time. That's his 5th of the match, 4 in this half. And Linton will make his exit from the court. The 9th team foul for Marti's.
As Greg Linton sadly missed in this minute and a half that we have left in the game. He's been an attacking player for Marti's, although he hasn't very many points on the board. He has 10 for the game. He's a very good hustling defensive player, and he'll be missed, although Michael Fellberg, his replacement, is quite a handy player.
Towel boy, having mopped up the sweat, goes back to his seat. Thomas, 3 opportunities to make 2 points. Most respected coaches in the state. And doesn't need the 3 opportunities, makes the 2. His team lead by 11 points. Just 1:24 left in this first quarterfinal of Top Shot. Turner controls it eventually, puts Thomas down on his backside. Ball must have been out of court. So the Red Hoppers have it.
Marti's extending their defence right up the court in the last-ditch attempt to try and steal the ball.
Fellberg to Adamson. Gonna go all the way. There's a foul on Red Hoppers. Just wait to see who it's on. Peter Harris, the man who just came on off the bench. Just a minute left. And it's an 11-point lead for the Ulverstone side. Ever talking, Danny Adamson. Marti's 10 points down. Davey. Turner puts Thompson down. Adamson bustling in there. Well, there's some rugged stuff under the basket, and Thompson doesn't like it. Very willing down there. We haven't seen that in Top Shot for some time.
Certainly no love lost between these two sides. They met in the final of the Devonport tournament in what was a fairly rugged affair. Ulverstone came out on top on that occasion. and look like doing so, repeating the dose here tonight. Here we can see a lot of pressure being applied, and Marty's have got to try that sort of thing. They've got to try and steal the ball. They're looking at a 10-point deficit, and they're trying everything in their power to try and steal the ball. That, by the way, was Doug Turner's 5th foul.
So Doug Turner's off. 2 Marty's players have run up their full quota of 5. The tally's 1 for Ulverstone. Any foul now for both sides will automatically result in free throws. Both past the 8 barrier. So Thompson's on the line. That just could be the nail in the coffin. Only 3/4 of a minute left in this match. Robbie Thompson makes both his, and he's had a fine second half. Felberg there. Fouled by Herbst. And how many's that for Grant Herbst?
5 fouls, Grant Herbst. He joins Mark Yaxley on the bench for the Red Hoppers, and they're really starting to get down to their last 1 or 2 players, Ulverstone. Not that it really matters, because they're 12-point leaders at this stage with 39 seconds remaining in the game.
Give some other players an opportunity to have a run in front of the cameras. Darren Close being instructed by Coach Phil Thomas.
Very meticulous, Phil. He just,
even with just over half a minute to go.
Doesn't leave a stone unturned. He's got to make sure his players know exactly what's required of them.
Felberg, this is the first.
There we go. One to go.
2 points for Mike Felberg. 10-point deficit in 36 seconds. Too much for Marty's to make up. But they're certainly pressuring Thompson. Past a leader who just flicks it behind his head, and Close has missed it.
Nice work from young Darren Close. He missed the first shot, which he most surely should have got, but he followed up well with the rebound and converted the second attempt.
New man on for Marty's is Jerome Zodens. He's number 11 as Davey goes in there on Thompson. And Davey's been fouled. Referee Donahue saying that Thompson had the defensive position. And barging into him was Doug Turner. And Robbie Thompson's spent plenty of time in a horizontal position in this half as the siren goes to end this Top Shot quarter-final. Danny Adamson puts the ball up onto the roof of the Lorraine Stadium. His team have gone down by 12 points. A fine win to the defending champions, 3 times winners of the tournament, the Ulverstone Red Hoppers, 98 points to Marty's from Hobart, 86. And really, even though we saw Marty's at one stage get within a point, Dave, they didn't really look in danger.
No, they're that sort of team, Ulverstone. They just keep working away. They play good percentage basketball. They've all been together for quite some time. They all know one another well as a team, and they capitalise on that. And they're very well generalled, of course, by Phil Thomas. He coaches them excellently, and they have good players in Mark Leader and a good experience with Robbie Thompson and Grant Herbst, coupled with some up-and-coming youngsters. Craig Good playing a very good game tonight, only under 18, Craig Good, and it's with players of his calibre that Ulverstone's future looks assured. Marty's, on the other hand, they haven't been together very long. The players have all come from different clubs, different areas, and they just haven't got the teamwork and knowledge of one another together as yet. They have excellent players in Danny Adamson, Alan Garcia, Doug Turner, but it's just a matter of them combining together, and they're undoubtedly going to make their a big impression on the local basketball scene and on the state scene, I think, in years to come.
So it was a 15-point lead at halftime for Ulverstone, and they finally ended up winning the match by 12, 98 to 86. Some of the major scorers, Dave.
Yes, for Ulverstone, none better than Mark Leader. He had 27 points to half-time and was very well tagged by Alan Garcia in the second half, and he finished up with 33 points. Robbie Thompson came good also in the second half. He only had 6 points to half-time, finished up with a fine 18 points. Grant Hearps also only 9 points to half-time, finished the game with 21. And Phil Thomas, the ever-consistent Phil Thomas, 14 points. For Marty's, Danny Adamson, a magnificent 36 points, 19 of those in the second half, a fine second half from Danny Adamson. Doug Turner, 15 points, and Alan Garcia, also an excellent second half, 23 points.
So the final score in this first quarter-final of ABC Top Shot for 1984, the defending champions, Ulverstone Red Hoppers, 98, defeating Marty's from Hobart, 86. And Roger Wills has now got our man of the match for the Credit Union of Tasmania, and that's Mark Leader.
Mark, congratulations on another fine game. They made you work pretty hard.
Oh, yeah, they came down in the second half and wasn't going to let us win easy, so they made us push the ball up the court and really played tough defense on us and came at us with their arm.
Oh, it's great. We've got a lot of feeling behind us this week. A bit nervous, but we're confident.
Well, you're usually a pretty intense guy. I've never seen you so relaxed.
Oh, well, you know. No, I think we got past that on Thursday night. Friday night now, we're just about right for it.
You were here last week and watched Ulverstone demolish Bruins by 45 points. Did you pick up anything that you can work on tonight?
Well, we've been watching videos all week of Ulverstone Bruins. I think if we play basketball, we can take the game up, unlike Bruins. So, if we play basketball, if we play our best and Ulverstone slip a little bit, we'll be in there.
So the Ulverstone Red Hoppers, who've moved through to the grand final thanks to 2 crushing victories in earlier rounds. Tonight's starting 5 will be Phil Thomas, Mark Leader, Robbie Thompson, Reagan Lusk, who took out the Man of the Match award last week, and Grant Hearps. Phil Thomas is their playing coach, and it's been hard for him to walk down the main street of Ulverstone this week without having his back slapped.
No, the interest has been particularly good, and also at work there's been a lot of interest at Dioxide where I work, and it's good to see the support from the Ulverstone people. They've always been good. They've always supported us. The business people are right behind our team, and it makes it much easier through their public support and through the business people. As far as their sponsorship is concerned, makes it much easier with fundraising and that type of thing. But we've been pleased, and I think through that interest, it's created an atmosphere amongst the players that has made it easier for me as coach to get them ready for tonight's game.
Well, as you can no doubt hear, the atmosphere here at Warrane is electric for this grand final. Dominoes versus Ulverstone Red Hoppers. Let's waste no further time. Let's get over to the action. Roger Wills and David Beattie.
And the officials tonight, Graham Kemp of Somerset with the ball, and on the far side, Greg Lansdell from Launceston. That's Graham Kemp. Everything's in readiness for the start of the grand final. A great atmosphere at the Warrane Stadium. Away we go. Breakaway by Grant Hearps is at the opening score. What a start for Ulverstone. Alden Ulrich. Off to Crop, Deneen. Paul Thomas. Marked by Crop. Mark Leader has been named as coach of the Devonport Warriors in the NBL. Well short. Ulrich goes to court. Will it be a jump ball? Yes.
Desperation from both sides in the opening minutes. Ulverstone, as usual, started the game off extremely well with the first basket, and Dominoes are going to do everything in their power to try and peg that back and not let them get any sort of lead at all.
Knock to Thompson into Lusk. Good rebound to Lusk too for a big man. Gives it to Leader. Flicks it to Thomas. He's firing them passes already. Back to Leader. Lusk now into the key. Deneen steadies it down, gives it to playmaker Ulrich. Dominoes trail 2-0. Deneen, back to Ulrich. It's Roger Kropp. Ulrich. Kropp. Got to shoot within 10 seconds. No score, so it's 2-0 to Ulverstone. Thompson makes it 4-0.
Very unusual. Ulverstone have opened outside their normal man-to-man defence. They're playing a zone defence, and that's worrying Dominoes at the moment.
Bruce Ward, almost the first score. Deneen, a rebound. Comes to Lusk. Quick pass to Thomas. The movement. Lusk into position early. Rebound. Plenty of red and black. Up lead and knocked away by Deneen. Fine by Deneen. Off the clock. Good play by Bruce Ward. All the way. Opening score for Dominoes.
That's got to be Ulverstone's game. They've got to get the ball up quickly and not allow the Red Hoppers time to set up their defence.
Great atmosphere to the start of the Top Shot Grand Final. Thomas. Thompson. Thomas goes into the key. Knocked away by Ulrich.
A few mistakes being made by both sides. Quite understandable given the pressure that's being applied and the importance placed on this particular game.
Leader long shot. Herbst the rebound. Quickly to Thomas. Steady it to Thompson. 4-2 to Ulverstone. Thomas into the key goes Lusk. Marked by Deneen. Rebound to Bruce Ward. Steal by Thomas. Tries to get it to Leader. Good block by Roger Kropp, and away go Dominoes. Trail by 2. Ulrich, individual effort. Yes!
Beautiful skills from Alden Ulrich as he dribbled the ball between his legs to give himself room to get that jump shot away. And when he gets that sort of room, he's a very accurate shot.
Thompson using the room also. Ulverstone back in the lead by 2. Ulrich. Nice to have a breather. Kropp, Deneen. Back to Bruce Ward. Scores a level.
Nice basket from the young fellow. He's in a pressure situation, and those are the sort of baskets he's got to make, and he came good then.
There's the pressure from Kropp. Dominoes. Goes to Herbst. Lusk in the key. Rebound, Ulrich. Fast break. Bruce Ward's on the other side. Flicks it back to Kropp in the key. Oh, brilliant stuff from Dominoes.
They're really fired up, Dominoes. It's obvious that they've come out and they're going to play Ulverstone at their own game, and that is get the ball up quickly at all costs. But I'm rather surprised that Ulverstone are playing this zone defence. Initially it seemed to be working, although they seem to have slipped in the last few minutes.
Knocked away by Thompson. The Dominoes still in possession, leading by 2. Ball to Glenn Ward. A bit of space for Deneen. Not his opening score. Got another chance.
Very good example of following your shot in there from Gary Deneen. He missed the initial shot, but followed in, got the rebound, and once he's that close, he doesn't miss very often.
Leader. Rebound. Goes to Ward. That's Bruce. Flick from brother Glenn to Ulrich. Dummies. Gives it to Deneen. Should have gone in. Got another chance again.
Gary Deneen having the better of the battle, I think, with Reagan Lusk at the moment. He's defending him well at the other end of the court and firing on offence.
So brilliant start by Dominoes. They lead by 6. The ball with Ulverstone's Thomas. Rebound Deneen. Kropp. Knocked away by Thomas. Off the boot of Phil Thomas. And we've got
timeout called by the Ulverstone team. Obviously, they're not used to being in this sort of situation. It's normally Ulverstone that start the game quickly and set up a nice lead and tend to build on it, whereas on this occasion they're facing a 6-point deficit. And it's very obvious from the style of play that Dominoes are playing that they came out and with the idea that they weren't going to give Dominoes, the Ulverstone Red Hoppers, this lead. But definitely Gary Deneen has been very instrumental in a lot of the moves for Dominoes. His battle with Reagan Lusk prior to the game looked like being a ripper, and maybe the game will be decided and on the outcome of that particular battle. And to this date, certainly Deneen has had the edge on Reagan Lusk. And there's we see a case at point with Deneen grabbing the rebound, putting it back in over Lusk.
The crowd really buzzing here at Warrane Stadium. 12-6 in favour of Dominoes. They've got the start they wanted, and it really is a setup for a great grand final. The ball with Dominoes. Ulrich, marked by Thompson. Good leap from Ward. Across to brother Glenn. Thomas, marked by Crop. Looks like he'll be his shadow all night. Gives it to Leader. He's got a bit of space. Flicks it to Thompson. Thompson.
A beautiful shot is Robbie Thompson. Anywhere from 10 to 20 feet out of that jump shot. He's got the longest arms in the business, and he uses them to good effect on that jump shot.
Good steal by Leader. It ends up with Thomas. So here comes Ulverstone. Leader. And Ulverstone are coming right back in this match. Trail by 2. And the pressure now on the Dominoes.
A good tactical time-out by Phil Thomas then. They needed steadying and a bit of reassurance, and it's had the desired effect.
Bit of contact there. Ball ends up with Crop. Bruce Ward stops, starts. Lusk's got too much height. Oh, great skills from Reagan Lusk. Will he go all the way with that assist to Herbst? Good reading of the play by Bruce Ward. Make that Glenn. It's with Crop. There's Bruce Ward. And they're back in front by 4, the Dominoes.
Nice assist from Roger Crop on that occasion. Got the ball in very nicely to Bruce Ward.
Thompson, Leader. Draws the foul. And this really is a great start to the Top Shot Grand Final. Mark Leader to go to the free throw line. Ulverstone trail by 14 points to 10. We've got 13 minutes of the first half remaining.
Considering the intensity of the game today, it's very unusual. That's the first foul in 7 minutes of play. So it's indicative of the good play of both sides.
Mr. Cool, Mark Leader. So they trail by 2, and the ball with Dominoes. There's another steal. Ulverstone really winding up now. Mark Leader. Rebound. Deneen, crunch. Gives it to Bruce Ward. Will he go all the way? Leader's the opponent. And Bruce Ward wringing his hands as he hit the deck there. I think he might have hit the cement at the back. We'll have a look at the replay here. There's Mark Leader. Put the hand on the ball and crunch. Yes, into the concrete.
Mark Leader very determined on that occasion that he was going to stop the layup come hell or high water, and in doing so he's really put young Bruce Ward down on his backside.
He's at the charity stripe. They lead by 2, Dominoes. Certainly hard to come up after a big crunch like that and put both baskets in. Deneen coming in with encouragement. He's got another chance to pick up the 2 points. Rebound to Lusk. Quickly to Thompson. Here's the fast break from Ulverstone. Look at the defence from Dominoes get back quickly. It forces Thomas to slow things down. 15-12 in favour of the Dominoes. Thompson. Marked by Bruce Ward. Lusk outside the key. Flick to Leader. Gets a bit of space. Uses it brilliantly. And we've got a great grand final on our hands here.
Dominoes made a substitution in that last exchange of play, and they took Roger Crop off and had put Leon Walsh on, and he's guarding Mark Leader, and he may be a little bit slow for Mark Leader.
Quick breakout off a lot of hands. Away off Mark Leader. The ball with Dominoes. Few errors there. That's the pressure of the grand final. And back comes Alden Ulrich. Dominoes lead 15-14. Individual effort. Flicks it across to a teammate in Malcolm Hall. Not there. Lusk rebound. Comes back to Hall. Lusk has got a chance. Oh, there's another steal. Brilliant play from Bruce Ward. Another hands. Plenty of red and black hands they were. Make them fingernails. Phil Thomas comes away with the ball. Mark Leader to Lusk. Herbst, was he the dummy? Thompson's got room. Up they go. That's Leon Walsh. Gives it to Ulrich. To Hall. Malcolm Hall. Thomas. Kept it to steal the ball. Pushing and shoving there from Hall and Thomas. It's with Bruce Ward. Almost the steal by Thompson. Ulrich. The outside shot. Leader unopposed. Streams down court. Which way would he go? Left. Lusk. Not quite.
That was an unusual call. In fact, the basket was interfered with as the ball was going in, and I thought the referees may have called it the basket to count, but they didn't, and we're back in play again with Robbie Thompson with the ball.
Lusk, unopposed this time. Rebound, Deneen. Will it be a jump ball? Non-contact sport, and it's a grand final. 15-14 in favour of Dominoes.
Both teams really fired up. Every loose ball, there's 2 or 3 players jumping on it. They're not going to give one ounce. Neither team is going to give 1 ounce to the other. And with the intensity we've had so far in the game, it looks like proceeding all the way through it, and it's going to be a very tough game. There we have the Dominoes camp. Dennis Fitzmaurice in there, helping Steve Bowden out with the coaching. And here we have a replay of that last move from Reagan Lusk, and you could see Gary Deneen's hand up there interfering with the basket. Rather surprised that the referees didn't pick that up.
So a chance for another breather, and the Ulverstone side trail by 1 point.
The shooting statistics rather interesting. Ulverstone only shooting 29% to date, whereas Dominoes have converted 7 from 14 for 50%. So Ulverstone putting up 7 more shots, but haven't got the same conversion rate as the Dominoes at this stage.
So Graham Kemp with the ball, and it's the jump between Deneen and Leader. Won by Leader. Comes to Glenn Ward. Thump went the hands on the basketball. To Ulrich, to Walsh. Hall, good play Hall to Deneen. 3 points is the margin in favour of Dominoes.
They're obviously going to look for Deneen under there. He's a big threat once he gets near the basket. Good play on that occasion. They were able to find him.
There was the block from Deneen. Hall has it. So the defence of Dominoes working well. There's a long loose pass from Malcolm Hall, and the ball is back with Herbst of Ulverstone. Leader, they're quick to get away, Ulverstone, but look at the defence of Dominoes. Forces the steadier. Back to Robbie Thompson. Back by Ulrich. Leader, play a loose Thomas. Oh, cool play from Ulverstone. Can't convert though. Malcolm Hall.
Not like Phil Thomas, he's usually very deadly from that range. I think indicative of the pressure that the game is being played under.
There's pressure from the Ulverstone defence. The player gets it to Ulrich though. In came Lusk. Oh, brilliant reading of the play by Lusk. Quickly out to Thomas. Across to Herbst. Herbst goes it himself. Almost a tip in from Leader. Herbst, courageous basketball. There it goes. And it's against Mark Leader.
Yes, good call from referee Greg Landstall. Mark Leader had a hand in the back of one of the Dominoes players there, and well picked up by the referee.
Tremendous persistence of the Dominoes defence. They lead 17-14. They've got just over 9 minutes first half remaining. Ball with Hall of Dominoes. Steal by Thomas. Oh, brilliant basketball. Another steal, is it? No. Lusk will go all the way. And it's only a 1 point margin in favour of Dominoes.
And Reagan Lusk was the dominating player in last week's semi-final, and that's his first score for tonight.
Ball with Walsh. Off Thomas's hands. So the ball remains with Dominoes. Ulrich to Deneen. Good screening from Glenn Ward. Enabled Deneen to get that basket in.
Gary Deneen proving he's not only good near the basket, he's also a good outside shot as well.
Brilliant play from Ulrich. Here come the Dominoes. Steal from Thomas. Phil Thomas through his legs. Down to court goes Walsh to Hall. This is brilliant desperation stuff from Dominoes. Earning applause from their supporters. Steady it back to Hall. Will it go to Deneen? He's got a bit of space. Off hands, but it's still with Dominoes. There's Thomas burrowing in. Oh, good play, Phil Thomas. Long pass to Leader. Was it over the line? No. Dominoes have it. They've got a chance to break out. Ulrich goes himself. Will it be all the way? Rebound. Lusk. Plenty of height. Leader, it's up and down the court. This is brilliant stuff. Mark Leader. Top of the key. Herbst. Herbst again. draws the foul and crunches the basketball into the court. They trail by 3.
Good effort there by Grant Herbst. Followed his shot in and got the rebound. And in trying to convert it, he drew the foul on Gary Dineen. And Gary Dineen going off, having a rest. Here we have that rebound again of Grant Herbst. Yes, obvious foul from Gary Dineen. And Gary Dineen's now off the court, and he was replaced by Bruce Ward.
A chance for a breather again. 19-16 in favour of Dominoes. And Grant Herbst, one of the talented Tasmanian youngsters on the court tonight. Lusk virtually unopposed. Ulverstone now trailing by only 1.
Reagan Lusk obviously going to try and make the most of Gary Dineen being off the court.
Ball with Glenn Ward. Will he go all the way? The rebounding has been fierce. Leader says Thump, he shot it with that pass. He thought it should have been a foul. Ball with Thomas. Leader marked by Walsh. Lusk in the key. Gives it to Thompson. Almost. Yes, persistent from Ulverstone. And they are in front, 21-19.
Beautiful tip in from Mark Leader.
So pressure now on Dominoes. Trail by 2. It's Glenn Ward, marked by Herbst. Too low. And some of the girls from the Australian Under-14 Junior Championships, which was on in Hobart, here tonight at Warrane Stadium. A great finale to their week in Hobart. Thomas to Herbst. Marked by Glenn Ward. Herbst again, very aggressive in the key. There's Lusk, also the same. And Ulverstone starting to wind up now.
Quite obviously, Dominoes can't afford to leave Gary Dineen resting on the bench. And Reagan Lusk, 2 baskets in a row, and he's loving it out there without someone the size of Dineen to pressure him. Beautiful basket on that occasion from Phil Thomas. And the Red Hoppers are really fired up at the moment. They've just turned a 6-point deficit into a 6-point lead.
Here they go again. Leader, Thompson. Leader. Rebounding. And there's umpire Lansdell discussing with Mark Leader. The players go down the court, so the ball's with Dominoes. And Dominoes trail by 6 in lightning fashion.
Substitutions being made by both sides. As we said, Gary Dineen back on for Dominoes. No sub, I don't think, for the Ulverstone team. And it really is a pressure game at this stage. Both teams throwing everything they've got into it. And that was a brilliant session for the Red Hoppers then, when they went into the last time out with a 6-point deficit, and they've now turned that around, and they now enjoyed a 6-point lead. And that was a good tactical timeout of Phil Thomas as the last one.
With the timeout being taken, the score with 5 minutes 50 remaining in the first half. It's Ulverstone 25, Dominoes 19. So let's now go to the second half. 19 minutes remaining in the Top Shot Grand Final, and what a setup it is. 31 all. 31 all, that was the half-time score. And the first foul has been drawn. No, it's a jump ball. The grimace coming from Dominoes is Bruce Ward, and he'll be jumping against Grant Herbst.
Ball not thrown up straight, so we'll have to go back for another jump ball again.
Run by Ulverstone. Phil Thomas. It's been a magnificent game so far. Phil Thomas, player coach of Ulverstone Red Hoppers, trying for their 3rd top shot success. Reagan Lusk off to Thomas, bit of space, uses it. And Ulverstone lead by 2, 1983 Top Shot Grand Final.
Well, Ulverstone got the first basket of the game in the first half, and they've done the same in this half, but it wasn't long in the first half before Dominoes, had opened up a good lead, and they'll be looking to do exactly the same in this half.
Ulrich, the playmaker for Dominoes. 9 seconds to shoot. It's with Roger Kropp. 5 seconds, he's in the key. And I think he's drawn the foul.
Foul called on Phil Thomas. Here we see Roger Crop going for the basket. No, it was Grant Herbst came in from the side and fouled Roger in the act of shooting, and he gets opportunity to make 3 from the line and makes the first one.
Buzz around Warrane Stadium. It really has been a sensational first half. Just had the break. Full start. Ulverstone were going down the court. And you heard referee Greg Lansdell say 1 remaining. It's not successful, so the lead to Ulverstone by 1 point. Balls with Lusk, gives it to Thomas. Lusk goes straight down the court, virtually into the key now, with Thomas, marked by number 5, Crop of Dominoes. Thomas, Deneen the rebound, surrounded by Red Hoppers. Flicks it to Ulrich. The long pass to Bruce Ward. And Dominoes says, thank you, Ulrich. And they're back in the lead.
That basket set up from a good rebound by Gary Deneen, and he had the best of Reagan Lusk in the first half, certainly in the rebounding and the shooting departments.
Robbie Thompson surrounded by Dominoes, so Lusk is loose. Can't use it, but there's Herbst for the rebound. And Ulverstone are back in front.
It's going to be fairly evident that whoever gets a reasonable break in this half is going to be very hard to beat, I think. But both teams playing intense basketball at the moment and neither giving any quarter whatsoever, and I think this game's going to go right to the line.
Ulrich puts it to Glenn Ward. 9 seconds to shoot. It's with Crop. Knocked away from him.
Foul on Robbie Thompson. The only player in foul trouble in either side is Mark Leader, who had 3 fouls in the first half.
Ball on the side. Deneen quickly off to Roger Crop, swings round and completes it.
Been a very valuable player in this game is Roger Crop. Had 8 points to half-time. He now has 11.
Dominoes lead by 1. Ball with Thomas of Ulverstone. Back to Thompson. Lusk. He's got room. Uses it brilliantly, Reagan Lusk. Last game for Ulverstone Red Hoppers before going back to America. Another American now, Ulrich. Marked by Lusk. They realise the importance of Ulrich. Deneen, rebound.
Gary Deneen really playing strongly for the Dominoes. He has 14 points to his credit.
Thompson, Lusk. 14. Score doesn't count.
Foul called on Gary Deneen for pushing Robbie Thompson with the ball on the side for the Hoppers.
They trail by 1. Thompson now gives it to Thomas, back to Thompson. They've done it so often, the quick 1-2, and Thomas has got a bit of room. Rebound. Deneen was on the court. Ulrich off the Crop. Brilliant play from Dominoes. They lead by 3. Steal by Crop. Ulrich. Does he draw the foul? He does. And look at Ulrich. Goes to Bruce Ward and says, this is great stuff. They lead by 3, and Ulrich.
Here we have a shot of that little steal from Phil Thomas. A little bit unlucky. Just made contact with the arm as he went by. The ball back of the Dominoes.
Deneen. Up they go. Leader unopposed. Here's the fast break by Ulverstone. They love this. Lusk must score. They trail by 1. Big Reagan Lusk comes back down the court.
Both teams employing a similar type game, trying to utilise the fast break at every opportunity, and it's made for an exceptional spectacle as far as basketball is concerned.
Ulrich. Crop says, ooh, gets the ball back again. Gives it to Deneen, off his hands. Comes to Glenn Ward, back to Crop. Ulrich, marked by Thompson, loses it, goes again, right through the key. Intense pressure in this match, and the crowd loving every moment of it. Crop back to Ulrich, off the hands of Leader. Good block from Mark Leader. The ball will remain with Dominoes, and the lead is 1 point to them.
Ulverstone played a zone defence in the first half, which was rather surprising because they're renowned for their good man-to-man defence, but they reverted to that in this half, and it appears to be paying dividends at the moment as they force the Dominoes into error.
Hands up from Deneen, registering the foul. Ball on the side to Robbie Thompson.
Gary Deneen's third personal foul.
Same as Mark Leader. And it's Phil Thomas gives it to Thompson. Ulverstone trail by 1. Pushing foul against Glenn Ward. What the 4 is the call, and chance for a breather.
In the first half, we saw, rather surprisingly, considering the intensity under which the game was being played, only 1 foul in the first 7 minutes of play. However, in this half, much more physical, and as a result, 3 team fouls to both teams.
Ulverstone back in front. Mark Leader, the scorer. 14:20 remaining in the match. Top Shot Grand Final 1983. Glenn Ward, marked by Herbst. Deneen walks into the key. Travel violation, so the ball's with Ulverstone. Look at the fast breakout. In the way Roger Kropp was meant for Leader. And look at the way Dominoes were quickly back. 3 or 4 of them realising the fast breakout was on. Ulverstone lead by 1. Glenn Ward to Deneen. What movement has been in this match? Bruce Ward, rebound to Lusk. He had the height. There's the fast break. Mark Leader. Flicks it to Thompson. Kropp. What a great game Roger Kropp's playing. Gets it to Bruce Ward. Off his hands to Ulrich. Ulrich goes all the way. He better put it in. I think he might have drawn the foul. No, it's against Ulrich. And he had players with him there. So a level for Ulverstone. They still lead by 1.
We saw 2 surprising things at that occasion. First, one end of the court, Robbie Thompson missing an easy layup, something that he did early in the late in the second half. Sorry, late in the first half. And then on that occasion, Alden Ulrich, trying to go all the way to the basket, collected a barging foul against Mark Leader.
Lusk, up goes Leader. Oh, brilliant rebound from Leader, and the Ulverstone Red Hoppers lead by 3. 13 minutes 23 remaining. Ulverstone after their 3rd Top Shot title. Dominoes their 2nd. Bruce Ward. Up they go. Get up, says the Dominoes supporters. Gary Deneen does that. Can't get it in. Knocked away by Reagan Lusk. And look at Deneen. He almost clutched the stadium down. Ball on the side, though, with Dominoes. The intensity of this match, particularly between Deneen and Lusk and the Americans, is something to behold. And they go to the timeout, and once more a chance for the breather, for the crowd to have a breather, David. It's been a great game.
It really has been a sensational game, Roger. The intensity, the physical contact, the ball skills by both sides, it's been a joy to behold. And this is one of the best games of basketball witnessed in Hobart for a long, long time. And you can see there just how keyed up both teams are. They came out very hyped up. The game was played at an unbelievable pace in the first half, and we felt that maybe Dominoes, with their better bench strength, it may have been suiting them. But Ulverstone come out again running in the second half, and at this stage, it's anybody's ball game. The shooting statistics for this half, Ulverstone have shot 4 from 14 for fairly poor 29%, whereas Dominoes have 6 from 13 for 46%.
So back onto the court they come. 13 minutes and 9 seconds remaining in the Top Shot Grand Final. Ulverstone 43, Dominoes 40, and the ball with Dominoes on the side. Looking at the bench, ready. The players are ready. And Ulrich. Bruce Ward. Ulverstone lead by 1.
Beautiful assist from Alden Ulrich.
Kropp gives it to Thompson. Only gives it to Glenn Ward. Now a chance for Dominoes to get back in front. Herbst comes to Glenn Ward, almost the steal. Ulrich, top of the key is Bruce Ward. Flicks the knee, marked by his shadow. Lusk has 3 opponents against him. Somehow gets it to a Ward. Make that Glenn and the Dominoes. No call at Bruce. And the Dominoes are back in front.
A good pressure basket from the young player. He played extremely well in the first half, but he's followed up with a good effort so far in this half. 11 points to Bruce Ward.
Up they go. Mark Leader. steal by Alden Ulrich. Through the legs. Gives it to Glenn Ward. Knocked away by Mark Leader. Steadier to brother Bruce. Doesn't make a mistake. And Dominoes lead by 3.
And as I was saying, really good stuff from the young fella. He's been a valuable contributor for the Dominoes tonight.
So what a setup, with Ulverstone recognises the top men's club team in Tasmania, and the challenge thrown right out to them by Dominoes. Reagan Lusk. Long shot from Thompson. Up they go, Deneen. Dominoes supporters roar. It's with Crop. He'll be marked by that other number 5, Thomas. Deneen almost missed it. Bruce Ward. Low shot. Ooh, ow. Back with Thompson. Look at the fast break. Can Herbst get there? Up and down the court we go. 3 points is the lead to Dominoes.
I think that the point of interest for Dominoes is that they're playing Bruce Ward in the centre, whereas I would have thought that Gary Deneen would have been their logical centre, but it's certainly been a brilliant tactical move by the Dominoes.
Deneen, Ulrich, quickly to Glenn Ward. Into brother Bruce. Travel violation, no score, so it's 46 Dominoes, 43 Ulverstone. The Red Hoppers with the ball, and that's Mark Leader. Back to Thomas. Leader goes to the right. In fact, ball goes to the left to Thompson. Thomas into the key. Goes to the top of the key to Lusk. Leader's got space, uses it magnificently, and the Dominoes lead by only 1.
They haven't let Mark Leader get clear very often tonight, but when they have, he's had a very good conversion rate. He currently has 16 points to his credit.
Bruce Ward, Ulrich, will it be a long shot? No, gives it to Glenn Ward. Almost a steal by Thomas. We've got a substitution for Dominoes with Leon Walsh going off. The applause for Gary Deneen.
It's a luxury that Dominoes enjoy. They can bring Gary Deneen off, give him a rest, and substitute somebody just as tall. A player like Leon Walsh, very, very experienced player, and it's a case in point. He's able to come on, throw 2 or 3 quick baskets, and that's a very big plus for the Dominoes.
Leader gets away from Glenn Ward and puts it in. What a classic contest. 1 point to lead the Dominoes. The 2 5s do battle again. Crop against Thompson. Up goes Lusk. Oh, fine interception from Reagan Lusk. Leaves it to Thomas. Chance for the Red Hoppers to get back in the lead. Ball with Herbst, surrounded by Dominoes. 15 against Ulrich. We saw the referee, Graham Kemp of Somerset. And so, as it was in the act of shooting, it'll be Grant Herbst to the free throw line.
Now we see Alden Ulrich. Oh, both hands in the air we saw there from Alden Ulrich. Must have been done very, very quickly. Graham Kemp right on the spot there, and he had no hesitation in calling the foul. We had a substitution for the Dominoes. Glenn Ward off, being substituted by Malcolm Hall.
Steady it down, says Mark Leader to Grant Herbst. Take your time. That's what he's done. Scores a level. 10 minutes remaining in the Top Shot Grand Final. I promise you it's not a setup. 48 all. 49-48 in favour of the Red Hoppers. Malcolm Hall, the Dominoes. Bruce Ward, Ulrich. Down pass to Hall. It's been a valuable substitution for the Dominoes tonight. Ulrich steadies it down, back to Hall. Ulrich into the key. Brought from Walsh into Ulrich, loses it. Away goes Mark Leader, surrounded by Dominoes, has Thomas, goes himself. Tremendous play from Mark Leader. And look at Thomas start the hustling already, onto Ulrich, back to Hall, and Ulverstone lead by 3 points.
Mark Leader has really brought Ulverstone back into the game with some fine outside shooting in this half. Dominoes are really going to have to tighten up on defence if they're to keep him away from the basket and make him earn his points a bit more harder.
And the ball will be with Ulverstone, and the applause coming from the Ulverstone camp. And how much longer, Dave, can Gary Deneen stay off the court?
We saw in the first half where Dominoes had a big lead, a 6 or 8 point lead, and Deneen went off, and suddenly that lead was changed around the other way. So I don't think they can afford to leave Deneen off for very much longer.
Robbie Thompson. Good play from Herbst. Wells should have had it. Thompson, quick pass to Thomas. Lusk. Is it a three-point play? He could get it, yes. And the Ulverstone team come together. There's Phil Thomas saying, good play. We're using our experience.
Now we see Reagan Lusk. Ball got inside to him beautifully. He makes no mistake. And is fouled at the act of shooting. And as we said, it's obvious that every time Gary Deneen goes off the court, Reagan Lusk comes back into the game. And the Dominoes bench quick to realise this, and they've substituted Gary Deneen back on.
Reagan Lusk, margin of 6 points in favour of the Ulverstone Redhoppers. Roger Crop went off, Deneen came on. Is it a steal? Thomas, look at the keenness of the player coach of Ulverstone. Almost had that steal. The ball with Malcolm Hall. In fact, it's with Graham Kemp. Play, he says. Surrounded. The pressure coming really from Ulverstone. They've got the chance now. They lead by 6. Malcolm Hall, well short. Comes to Leader. Taken by Hall again. Flicked away by Leader. Knocked on by Thomas. Ah, magnificent. Thompson. Herbst must score. Travel. But what a magnificent bit of play from Phil Thomas.
A bit over-anxious on that occasion, and he unfortunately travelled to... Would have been a fine piece of play had he made it.
Malcolm Hall, almost a steal by Herbst on Walsh. Gives it to Bruce Ward. Goes himself. Draws the foul.
Bruce Ward going straight to the basket there. Grant Herbst, you can see, made contact with his hand as he went up for the basket. Bruce Ward been a vital cog in the Dominoes machine in this half. Already scored 8 points. That's his 9th. Should make it 10.
These balls from the free throw line absolutely vital now. Ulverstone by 4 points. 8 minutes 18 remaining. Herbst a quick reply, draws the foul. Score counts. And that's the experience of a side like Ulverstone. Look at them, working hard as a team. We've got a substitution from Dominoes. Looks like Glenn Ward might be coming back on. Thomas takes the chance to go and talk to the bench, wipe himself down. The score is 54-50.
That's 8 team fouls also against the Dominoes.
In fact, the score's gone up. The score did stand from Herbst, so it's 56-50. That's Glenn Ward. Look at Mark Leader. He looks bathed in perspiration. The ball with Grant Herbst. That's the three-point play. Could prove vital. Ulverstone lead by 7, and there they go. That was the steal from Thompson. Away comes Mark Leader. Goes to Herbst. Is it a travel? Yes, the ball's with Dominoes. Look at the way it's going to come out. Quickly to Crop. 8 minutes remaining. Ulverstone lead by 7 points. Crop hustling from Thomas all night. That's been setting the example for his team. Glenn Ward. Ulverstone a very, very fit side. Ball slipped to Glenn Ward. Rebound. Up go the 2 Ulverstone Redhoppers. Steal by Crop. Steal by Thomas. Hands up from Leader. In fact, it won't go to him. It'll go to Lusk. Quickly, Deneen gets to the defensive position. That means Thompson's loose. Doesn't convert. Knocked away by Dominoes, but they only find Mark Leader. Thomas back to Thompson. Ulrich marking Thompson. Thomas. The firmness in the passing is still there from Ulverstone. Lusk marked by Deneen. Offense, good gracious. And the ball is with Bruce Ward. There's Thomas. An amazing play. His fitness doesn't really have the height, but seems to be working tirelessly for those interceptions.
He never gives up, does Phil Thomas. Goes all the time, and he's got a number of steals tonight, and they've been very, very valuable to the Ulverstone team. He's the fellow that gets the Ulverstone machine really rolling. When he goes, the whole Ulverstone team goes with him. And there he was, knocking the ball away from Roger Crop. Ulverstone certainly picked up their shooting percentage in this half. At the moment, their conversion rate is 11 from 24 for 46%, and Dominoes have slipped back quite considerably, 8 from 22 for fairly poor 36%. And we did state that whoever got a break in this half were going to be very, very hard to run down, considering the tempo at which the game was being played. And I think Ulverstone from this point are going to be very tough to get over. Olden Ulrich there trying to enthuse his players and try and get them rolling, see if they can't reconstitute and get back this 7-point lead that Ulverstone now enjoy.
7 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in Top Shot 1983. The ball's with Dominoes. Crop. Rebound to Herbst. Fast break, Thomas. Leaders on the other side. Goes himself as the player coach and sets the example. Look at him get back down the court. In fact, we've got 5 Ulverstone players back there in very fast time. Bruce Ward. Ulrich gives it to Bruce Ward. A badly needed basket by Dominoes, but look at Ulverstone run. They're back down the court already. Herbst. Knocked away by Deneen. Herbst was hoping for the foul. 7 points is still the margin in favour of Ulverstone. Ulrich in the key. Deneen off the shoelaces. Here's the fast break again. Ball with Thompson of Ulverstone. On the right is Herbst. Gives it to Thomas. Screened by Leader.
Ulverstone Dominoes appear to be tiring a little bit. They're not getting back anywhere near as quickly on defence as they were in the first half. And it's obvious that the pace of the game is starting to tell on them somewhat.
Glenn Ward of Dominoes, 59 Ulverstone, 52 Dominoes. 6 minutes remaining in Top Shot. The contest from Thompson, but Ulrich gets another chance. Just outside the key. Deneen loses it, regained by Crop. Foul against Robbie Thompson. It looked more desperation, and I'm sure the referee is correct.
Desperation from both teams. On that occasion, it was Robbie Thompson trying everything he knew to get that ball away from the Dominoes players. And as a result, Ulverstone get into the 6-7 team foul.
Deneen surrounded by Leader and Lusk. Crop has an attempt. Draws the foul. Applause also from the Dominoes supporters. And Roger Crop, it's congratulations from Alden Ulrich, the fighting heart of the Dominoes. They're not out of it yet. Still plenty of time.
Good, strong work on that occasion from Roger Crop, and he drew the foul against Reagan Lusk, and that's Reagan Lusk's third personal foul.
Absolutely vital from the charity stripe now. Pressure right on Roger Crop. We've got 1 point. 6 points the margin in favour of Ulverstone. 5:30 remaining in Top Shot 83. Robbie Thompson, Lusk into the key, marked by Deneen. That means that Thompson is clear and once again converts.
That's Robbie Thompson's first score for the half. Had 6 points at half-time.
Glenn Ward. Herbst for hustling. Ulrich looks for Deneen. Quickly Lusk in position. There's Crop. He's got a bit of space. Fast break by Phil Thomas. Will it bounce too high? Herbst is on the other side. They all go away from Thomas. He doesn't put it in. Crop the rebound. Quickly to Bruce Ward. Lusk is back there. So is Thompson. Gives it to Deneen. Into Ward. That's Glenn Ward. And brilliant play from Dominoes. They trail by 6.
Beautiful assist from Gary Deneen. He's very quick for a big man. Handles the ball nicely. On that occasion, it was a beautiful bounce pass into Glenn Ward.
Leader surrounded by Dominoes.
Foul call on Gary Deneen for pushing. That's his 4th personal foul. Dominoes certainly need him on the court. Arguing with the referee, but the referee's certainly not going to change his mind. Mark Leader, the charity stripe for 2 shots.
A rare happening. Leader misses a And from that charity stripe. Not the second time. So the margin is 7 in favour of Ulverstone. 4:28 remaining in top shot 83. Crop. Quickly marked by Thompson. Ulrich goes into the key. Deneen under to Bruce Ward. Crop marked by Thomas. Here's that pressure. Lusk rebound. Fast break to Herbst. Will he get there? Ball with Dominoes. And the way the ball's gone up and down this court, it's quite amazing.
Robbie Thompson fouling there. Tried to get position in front of Alden Ulrich, but he didn't quite make it. And as a result, Alden Ulrich will go to the line to shoot 2 shots.
Characteristic of Ulrich. He likes to help us on its way. And you can really see the pressure of the match there in the face of Alden Ulrich. There's the Ulverstone camp. They lead by 5. Thompson. Thomas to mark leader. Thomas quickly to him. Lusk. Up they go. That's Herbst. And the foul against the Dominoes. So Grant Herbst, as he was in the action of shooting, goes to the free throw line.
Rather unlucky that both players appear to be going for the ball. Bruce Ward must have just caught Grant Herbst's arm as he brought the ball down from the rebound. He does the right thing for the Hoppers by converting the first one, but unfortunately misses on the second.
Mark Leader grabs his face. Scott grabs the ball, and Bruce Ward wasn't where he thought he would be, and so the ball is back with Mark Leader.
It's obvious the polish has gone off Dominoes' game in the last 4 or 5 minutes. They're not looking anywhere near as sharp as they were earlier on, and Ulverstone are capitalising on that. And there we see a case in point, Reagan Lusk, who really hasn't been dominating so far in the game, getting clear and converting for 2 points to take his personal tally to 18.
Glenn Ward. Easy breakaway by Ulverstone. Herbst. And Ulverstone are really starting to roar them. Their camp is up off their feet on that occasion. The Dominoes not out of it yet. The ball with Glenn Ward. They're quickly back now on the court. But Herbst, who scored that basket, he's doing the defence at the moment. There's Lusk on Deneen. And Gary Deneen draws the foul on Reagan Lusk.
Reagan Lusk's 4th foul.
But 10 points is the margin. 2 minutes 54 remaining.
2 shots.
Could have heard that clearly. 2 shots to Gary Deneen.
Last shot.
He realised the importance of that miss. So 9 points the margin. Thompson surrounded by Ulrich and Crop. Thomas, the player loose is Mark Leader. Will he go all the way? No. Assist to Reagan Lusk. And Ulverstone 11 points up. Control at the moment. Ulrich. Nicely returned by Deneen. Ulrich on Thompson. Leader to Thomas. Steal recovered by Thomas. Thompson. Rebound to Bruce Ward. Brother Glenn. Will he go all the way? No! Ulrich. Thomas, look at Thomas. Desperation. Lusk now will be to the defence if it doesn't go in. Quickly off the leader. And Dominoes should have scored that time.
I really think that was Domino's last chance to get back into this game. That last layup by Glenn Ward, a very bad miss. Still 2 minutes remaining in the game. There's enough time if Domino's are good enough, but they really need to convert those easy shots.
Thompson. Herbst is loose. Now picked up by Bruce Ward. Off to Lusk. Back to Thomas. Still the flicking and the quick passing from Ulverstone. Thompson. Lusk. Comes to Bruce Ward. Regains. Ulrich. Deneen. Surrounded by red hoppers. And he gets it in. Applause from the crowd trying to inspire the home side on. Mark Leader. Off to Thomas. Thompson draws out Ulrich. Back to Thomas. 9 points the lead to Ulverstone. Thomas has drawn the foul. We've got a substitution for Dominoes.
Here we have Old Norwich really pushing up hard. They've got to do this quite obviously. Dominoes, they've got to see if they can steal the ball, get a couple of turnovers, get a couple of quick baskets. It's the only way that they're going to get back in the game. On that occasion, Old Norwich a bit over-exuberant. Foul Phil Thomas. And Phil Thomas, very, very rarely does he miss from the foul line.
He doesn't twice, and Ulverstone lead by 11 points. 1:21 remaining in 1983 Top Shot. Malcolm Hall, a recent substitution. Individual effort, knocked away. There's Leader again. And away go Ulverstone. Lusk to the right. He goes to the left to Thomas. Too long in the key. The ball with Dominoes, and Ulverstone, they've got 5 players back quickly. Thomas, it will be against Thomas. But the margin, 11 points ahead of Ulverstone. And looks like Ulverstone have got a substitution. Applause for Phil Thomas. Substitute by Mark Yaxley.
2 shots.
Great captain's game from Phil Thomas. 8 points to his name, but his worth was more on the defensive side. Stole the ball on a number of occasions. And when Ulverstone were down, he was the player instrumental in getting them rolling again.
Mark Leader. To Robbie Thompson. Yaxley gets his first touch. Gives it to Thompson. Robbie Thompson. Deneen unopposed. But Ulverstone get down the court, and that's importantly the height of Reagan Lusk. Malcolm Hall. The Lusk height won't be needed. We've got a timeout called by the Ulverstone camp, and they lead by 8 points. 71 plays 63, and there are 36 seconds remaining in the match.
You may think that 36 seconds isn't long enough for a game to be won and lost, but let me assure you it is. I've seen games lost from this situation before, and obviously Phil Thomas knows this, and he's just going to call his players in and make sure they realise that, all right, it's an 8-point lead, but it's not necessarily a match-winning lead, and they've got the full game to play out.
The intensity of the Ulverstone camp, the supporters surrounding their players, and there's Dominoes. That's Sandy Kovac, the very tall American lady who's playing in the ladies Hobart competition. She plays for Spartans, and she's got the magic bottle. And there's the coach, the very worried coach Steve Bowden. And back on court. The ball will be with Reagan Lusk. 36 seconds remaining. Robbie Thompson gives it to Herbst. And the foul. It's a chance of a 3-point play. And the Ulverstone side very pleased with themselves. That great class and experience. And Grant Herbst, who's played a fine hand for the Red Hoppers tonight, is at the free throw line.
They obviously worked that play out at the last time out, got the ball down quickly to Grant Herbst, and he made no mistake for them.
So 10 points to margin, 31 seconds remaining. It's 11 points to margin. Grant Herbst goes off, and there's a substitution. Applause for Herbst. Craig Good gets a chance in the final 31 seconds. He's hoping he might get a touch of the basketball. He's marking Malcolm Hall at the moment. Goes to Crop. Janine. Long shot way off. Ulrich. Plenty of height. Janine the rebound. You'll hear the chant in a moment. It's almost 10 seconds. In fact, another timeout called by Ulverstone Redhoppers. Phil Thomas teasing the crowd and probably teasing the supporters up on the northwest coast, but I think they'd be pretty happy at the moment sitting in their lounge rooms watching ABC Top Shot that the Redhoppers have taken out their 3rd title.
Phil Thomas really making sure of this game. He's not going to take any risks whatsoever. He's got Robbie Burke there on the bench helping him out, and they're going to make sure that they don't do anything silly in these remaining few seconds. But the game has been played at a fantastic pace even from the first jump ball, and it's obvious that players on both sides are feeling the pinch. Quite a few errors being made. Phil Thomas just taking this opportunity to steady his players down, give them a breather so they can take it nice and steady and coast to a fairly convincing victory.
The ball will be with Dominoes. There's only 14 seconds remaining. Roger Crop, Janine, can they get another basket? Off the shoelaces. There's Thomas. This is what it should be, a finale for Ulverstone. No! Yes! Ball with Roger Crop. Back comes Dominoes. They've run out of time. It's all over. And 1983 Top Shot winners are Ulverstone. A great performance by Ulverstone and worthy opponents in Dominoes. The final scoreline, Ulverstone 76, Dominoes 63, and Dave Betty, the crowd really shows its appreciation.
It's been undoubtedly one of the best games we've seen in Hobart in a long time, and it's a tribute to both teams. The tempo in which the game was played, the atmosphere in which the game was played. There was no malice whatsoever. Both teams played exceptionally good basketball. They were tough at both ends of the court. Both teams played hard defence. They were also very creative on offence, and I think it's a tribute to both sides and the way they were coached, the manner in which the whole game was played. In the final analysis, and this is indicative, you can see both teams there on your screen getting together for the final chant. It was played in very, very good spirit. The major scorers for the Ulverstone team, their top scorer was Mark Leader with 21 points. Reagan Lusk was very close behind in this his last game in Tasmania before he returns to the United States. Been a fine ambassador for the game in Hobart. His last game realised him 20 points. Robbie Thompson contributed with 10. Grant Herbst was a fine player for them with 15. And Phil Thomas, although the lower scorer for them, was certainly one of their better players at both ends of the court. He had 8 points for the Dominoes. They were best served by Gary Deneen, 17 points, a little quiet in the second half. He had a very, very fine first half with 12 points, finished the game with 17. Bruce Ward, an extremely good game from this young player, and he's a player of the future for Dominoes. He's through 17 points also. Roger Crop, 14 points. Alden Ulrich, a little quiet offensively, but gave his all at both ends of the court, 6 points. And Mel Hall came on 2 or 3 times and contributed well with 4 points.
There's a very tired Alden Ulrich. He's put up a great performance for the Dominoes. He said before the game that they were hoping to really take the game up to Ulverstone. That's what they did. And there's the coach, Steve Bowden. 31 all at half-time. And the final scoreline in ABC Top Shot 83 was Ulverstone Redhoppers 76, Dominoes 63.
Gary Deneen, Credit Union of Tasmania Man of the Match. Gary, the second time you've won the award during this series, but I suppose not much consolation tonight.
Well, we had a good game with the Red Hoppers. They're a very fine team, and I'm just fortunate that I was selected for Man of the Match. I think it could have gone to anybody, as far as I'm concerned.
I thought at one stage that perhaps you had them.
Yeah, it was nip and tuck there. First half, we had a 5-point bulge, and then they kept coming back. They're very strong inside with Mark Leader and Reagan Lusk and Robbie Thompson. They just kept coming at us and show that they're a very fine team. They're very team-oriented, and they get that break going. They busted us in the last 5 minutes, and I don't think we could recover, especially at the free throw line. They got a lot of shots in the late part of the game.
You must have been pleased that it was just 5 minutes from the end before they finally did get on top of you. You came out very quickly at the start, and perhaps that threw them a bit.
Yeah, they weren't ready for us, I don't think. Just going undefeated, I think they had a little bit of a letdown. But we couldn't come across like we wanted to. We got up by 5 points, and we couldn't push it to 7 or to 9 because they just kept battling back on the boards. And getting some fast breaks, and that's the mark of a good team. Is, you know, they're a very fine team.
Well, there was plenty of tension here all night. You could almost cut it with a knife. What was it like out there on the court?
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Regan is a very good player, and so is Mark Leader, and it got pretty physical out there, but it was a fun game, and you know that's what it's all about. It's a lot of fun.
And I thought the playing coach Phil Thomas, what a terrier.
Yeah, he directed them very well. He passed the ball. They got the fast breaks when they needed to get them, and you know, it was a well-orchestrated game by them altogether. And you know, I'm just glad I'm here and have, you know, being part of it. It's a lot of fun. That's what it should be.
Okay, Gary, it's good to see the game played in such good spirit, and I see you've got two little stitches under the chin there. You didn't do that tonight.
No, that's from last week against Perkunas, but I have to get them out tonight anyway, so that's the way it goes.
Graham Kemp from Somerset, about to get the second half.
'85 athletes here representing 35 countries.